All right. Uh, let's see here. Tesla trading like a fucking maniac right now. It's pretty crazy. It's up like its low was in 296 and trade up to 318 today. So few trades. First is VFC, which is a nice ABCD down. There's something I could have done a little bit differently, but I'm happy with the trade. Then I did Intel, which is a good trade. I made a little mistake. I'll go over that, but I'm happy with the trade. And then Nvidia, which was, I would say I'm pretty happy with Nvidia. So let's go over it. Plus like 0.9R or something like that on the day, maybe 0.85. Leaves me up a bit on the week, nothing crazy. But yeah, I feel like I'm trading pretty well and controlling any emotional swings. All right, so first we traded VFC. VFC, I took it off the list. Put it back on. VFC. So, I was actually, this is the only stock I was watching for a rising devil. And I really didn't have a level to base it off of for the most part. It was going to be right here, the 85.50, just because we hit it here, and then we're treating it as resistance here. And these two candles, which the volume is like, I don't know, 3 fucking shares. Didn't really matter, but if I was going to take it, that was the only setup. It had to, like, price action had to be perfect. So this is my trade. Zoom in a bit. No, that's not what I want to do at all. Okay, so here's my trade. We'll go back one candle. So, I mean, I'm sure we're aware, but A, B, C, shooting star. Low volume, though. That's definitely something to note. Low volume. So 2 things were wrong with this trade. Technical. Just looking at the pattern, the setup was great. But big volume on the way up, low volume on the shooting star. And it did break the low of this candle. Like 99% sure. Yeah, it did break the low of the candle by 4 cents. And that's when I entered. But I really should have waited for it to get down here, at least. Break the low of, or break under a VWAP in that moving average. I think that's the only thing I could have done differently here. And it was a pretty thinly traded name, but the setup was just perfect, so I felt like I had to take it. Then I get stopped out. And I actually got a decent amount of slippage. Stop was here. I think I only had 127 shares, and my stop was like 50, and I got filled at 65. So I actually lost like 1.25 R on this. Unfortunate, and then it goes up and eventually gets rejected. Trades down, but not too far down. Trades back to the low a day. Next we did Intel, right? Yeah, Intel. Next was Intel, and I'm happy with this trade. There's one thing I did wrong, but it's okay with me. It's not okay with me, but I'll fix it for next time. So, let's look at, we really strong earnings. Earnings were good, we know that. Technical, we're on a nice move up. I'm looking for a consolidation into some kind of hammer, maybe a doji, some kind of indecision candle off the 9 moving average, which you could take in here, but I think that's too soon. This gives you the point to base it off of, which is perfect. Then we had this candle, which again, the volume wasn't that crazy. Those are the couple things I could have done better. The volume was just average. So enter in there. 55.50 is the resistance here. And I could have added in here. This was an add-in for sure, because like I said, 50 is now the support. We come up, we pull back to it. I could have added in there, but I wasn't completely confident, and my buffer zone wasn't big enough. Like, I add in here because the buffer zone I have is, if this goes wrong, I can get out here for, you know, a very small loss. So that's one reason I didn't take it there. I took it up here, perfect entry, perfect previous resistance, now support. So I'm adding into my position, getting bigger. My stop at this point would be in under 50, losing just less than an R. So if we go ahead, moves all right. We're just grinding up. Not a huge fan of how it's trading. And then I did add in here. This ad I could have gone without. I don't think it was bad, but in my head I'm basing my risk off of a 70 right here. And if I add here, it brings my break even to 70. So that's why I took that ad. And I was actually right in the timing. It broke through, but it just couldn't hold it. And then I did one more thing wrong in this trade. By the way, my partial was like 56.08. That was my 2-to-1, and I missed it by 1 cent. Unfortunate, but so be it. And I don't want to. I try not to cut it down cents because it's either the plan works or the plan doesn't work. You know, if I'm moving it down, then what am I going to start taking partials at 1.5? You know, R, and I don't want to do that. So I maybe could have moved it down to 56 just because that was a pretty heavy resistance. Oh my god, Intel's moving so fast right now. But this is what I did wrong. So this is the previous pivot, right? That is my stop out. And I gave it like 10 extra cents. Actually, I'll tell you exactly. I gave it, so I had 400 shares. Yeah, I gave it like 11 extra cents, or 12 extra cents actually. And I should have just stopped out here. This is when the plan is wrong. This is when the plan is wrong. And I, for some reason, gave it a few cents because I saw this. I was thinking we have to have a bounce. And of course, we get a bounce to the highs. But my plan is to stop out right here. I should have just stopped out at that point. But sorry, I'm talking a lot. Let's go to NVIDIA quick. Yeah, lost half hour on that. And NVIDIA, 5-minute play. So NVIDIA, I'm definitely biased. We're very close to this like zone on the daily where there's not much room. It was above this, I think, is where we're looking to break out of. But hammer, off the 9 moving average, we're respecting it. So I could have got my entry a little bit better. I wasn't looking at it. I clicked on it and saw. But so this is where I would have liked to enter. Instead, I got up here about 25 cents later. Now we go ahead. I add in. I'll go to the add in. Huge buffer. This was another add in right here, 100%. But like I said, I didn't have a lot of room between my entry. I like to have a buffer period. So we moved up here. Hammer. Entered in. Scalped a little bit of it. Took a little partial. Cover some costs. Took another partial at 204.40. 204.38 actually is what it would have been. So this is 2-to-1. This is 3-to-1. And we just hardly missed. What was my stop? My stop was between this and 205. It wouldn't have been above 205. But I took my last bit of partial. This one I stuck exactly the plan. This pivot right here that we had, the floor rebuilt. So we broke that. I got out. Yeah, I must have been 204.98. That's usually, I'll put it a few cents before the full dollar. It's unfortunate, but this was just I think like 1/6 of the shares. But yeah, ending the week all right. Ending the week green. So thank you guys. I hope you had a good day. I will see you Monday.